What's up everybody, Soul here with another sort of Convallaria video, and today we're going to take a look at our girl Ciri, Cirilla, the lion cub of, what is it? Of Sintra, that's it. Regardless, let's get right into it. First and foremost, let's take a look at her trait. And so as you can see, the Elder Blood is her trait. Increased speed by 100. At the start of the battle, she gains 1 energy. When ending a turn by non-standby methods, if not having winged repose, the character can use the skill Blink, limited to 1 time per round. So let's read what that is. Winged repose is that it's gained after using the skill Blink, which makes it temporarily unavailable. So it's basically like a cooldown on that Blink skill. And Blink is a support ability where the character teleports to any tile within 3 tiles and can re-attack, and then move again using the remaining movement. After using the skill, the character is affected by Winged Repose for 4 turns. This effect varies with star level. So you'll see that in a minute, but this is a fantastic way to teleport, get around, and to see different things. It's pretty phenomenal. Let's talk about that star level. So as you can see, this is us at our base at 1 star. At 2 stars, the effect is enhanced to where she's now getting that 10% physical attack instead of just the 5. And then the Blink max range is increased by 1, and she additionally restores 1 energy. So it's really, really nice. Otherwise, we'd see that Blink, it's limited to within 3 tiles. It now gets increased to 4 tiles at 2 stars, and you get that energy back. Then at 3 stars, that Blink is still only getting that 1 extra range on the Blink range, blah. But additionally, now it restores 2 energy, and it reduces all cooldowns by 1 turn. And then moreover, that Winged Repose duration is reduced by 1 turn. So you see where this is going. It won't take long before she kind of gets nutty. She's going to be teleporting very often, getting lots of energy back, doing tons of damage. I cannot wait to see what that looks like. Anyways, moving on, at 4 stars, now her physical attack is increased to 15%. And then now we're getting 3 energy back and reducing all skill cooldowns by 2 turns. That's massive. So Blink becomes unbelievable at 4 stars. Really, really good. And then here it comes, 5 stars. It goes full nut. As a nutty, we get our physical attack up to 15%. Blink max range is increased by 2 now instead of just the 1, and then she additionally restores all energy and resets all skill cooldowns. Then her Winged Repose is reduced by 2 turns. Holy guacamole. So that gets absolutely insane. She gets a ton of benefit out of her 5 star, more so than some characters. So this is somebody you're going to absolutely want 5 star as best as possible. And of course, that Winged Repose at this is only going to have a 2 turn cooldown, but there's a way to help with that, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. Next in our ranks, skills and abilities. Of course, we have to start with her an innate ability, and that is charge 3 energy cost. Physical damage. It selects 1 location within a cross-shaped range of the character, charges that location, and does 170% damage to the enemy closest to the endpoint of the path, inflicting stagger for 1 turn. Then, of course, it has an auxiliary passive where after casting a basic attack, it additionally inflicts stagger on the target for 1 turn. So what this means is auxiliary passive is it acts as a passive otherwise. So if you don't use this skill and you just have it equipped, when she hits with her basic attack, she is going to stagger. And stagger is stun, just so you know. Stun right there, as you can see. And it is a bound control, which is really big for these characters that are coming with this Witcher collab, because Ciri in particular, gets lots of bonus damage out of attacking enemies that have been bound or inflicted with bound status effects, which includes several different things, but stuns, one of them, sleep, and so on. So really, really good stuff there. Let's look at the ranks. And so right here at rank 1, you have 2 things going on. Right over here on the right, you have Ciri's Candor. And so Ciri's Candor is a fantastic passive where it increases your crit by 40%, always lands critical hits against enemies with bound, as you see right there, and increases damage by 20%. This is a phenomenal skill. This isn't what I would choose as her first ability. I would definitely use a Castalia on this, but this is definitely fantastic. I think this is even more fantastic if you have her low star level, because she's not going to be able to utilize her skills and abilities as often as at low star level. So she's going to get more out of this than she would otherwise. If you're planning to go 5 stars with her, then this is something you might want to get only with a Castalia. On the left right here is Light that breaks the night. This is physical damage, 3 energy cost, 3 turn cooldown, deals 30% AoE damage to all enemies within 3 tiles of the character, and inflicts stagger for 1 turn. Fantastic ability right here. Nice little AoE range. And of course, like it says, all enemies in 3 tiles. This is a fantastic ability. Great way to set up for what's going to happen next. Definitely suggest you to pick this up, especially if you're going all the way with her 5 stars. You'll be using this in your wombo combo. Up here at rank 3, you have 2 choices as well. And so over here on the right is Flash that cuts through darkness. This is physical damage, deals AoE damage to the closest 3 enemies within 4 tiles of the character, and when hitting 1 enemy, the damage multiplier is 120%. For each additional enemy hit, the skill multiplier decreases by 20%, minimum of 40. And so there you go. And so this is a great ability, in my opinion, that does some pretty decent damage, but it is ultimately passable. This is not something you're going to always want. Has really high energy cost. I'm really not sure why, if I'm being honest with you, that energy cost is so high. But yeah, oh, I should probably finish reading. When attacking targets with bound, your attack is increased by 80%. So there you go. So it does hit really hard when those enemies have bound, but if they don't have bound, it doesn't really do a lot for you. This is the second part of your wombo combo. I haven't tested this because I don't have her 5 stars, but I have used this. And I've had to use like raid order in order to get it off, or urgent order in order to get that. And so, yeah, it hits hard and it does a great job. You set up with your Light that breaks the night and then cut that Flash that cuts through darkness. Boom, boom. Really good, big damage. Imagine it's a lot easier to do. She's 5 stars. Regardless, over here on the left at rank 3 is what you're going to want, and that is Nova. Physical damage deals 70% AoE damage to all enemies within 3 tiles of the character, and then knocks them back by 2 tiles. And it gets better. When attacking targets with bound, the skill deals 2 times the damage and knockback effect. That's right. So it is going to do 140% AoE damage and knock them back 4 tiles. If the character is in winged repose, at the start of the turn, it attacks with a skill this turn or treat the targets as being affected by bound. So winged repose, once again, is when you have used that blink. Using this post blink, or when your blink is not up yet, it's on recast winged repose. This does the effect of everybody having bound regardless. This is what I have utilized the most. This is what I go to, and yeah, at 1 star, 2 star, whatever, this has the most utility. So this is your absolute must. This is the one that you want to pick up. Nova is a phenomenal ability that I found myself basically wanting to run constantly. Up here at rank 5, you have Fleeing Hair. We've seen this on others. It's a nice reaction. When hit by an active attack, damage is decreased by 8%. And then, of course, after being attacked, the character gains 2 move for 2 turns. Nothing wrong with that. Decent. However, I think the better choice is the Lion Cub of Sintra. And so this is a reaction. After using the skill Blink, she gains 3 stacks of damage lock, equal to 50% of her max HP. After being attacked or using skills with teleportation or charge effects, she restores 40% of her lost HP. Can be triggered 2 times per round. This is pretty big. I'm going to be honest with you. This reaction is phenomenal. I've really enjoyed it. And that damage lock's always really good because it basically stops you from being able to take too much damage. Yeah, damage taken from single attack cannot exceed a certain percentage of max HP. Really good stuff. Of course, that max HP, the percentage is 50%. So really, really good. Love this ability. And then, of course, you're healing on the back of that. It's pretty phenomenal. Up here at rank 7, you have 2 choices as well. And so here you go. On the left, you have Temporal Shift. This is a support. Using this skill at the end of the turn, restores 1 energy and reduces all cooldowns by 1 turn, and reduces Winged Repose duration by 1. If Blink was used this turn, the Winged Repose duration reduction effect will not activate. Okay, and then it has an auxiliary passive, which means it is a passive. It's not actively used. After casting a basic attack, it triggers the above effect. So this becomes effect. It comes into effect if you just hit somebody with your basic attack. So you basically want to keep Ciri attacking, be aggressive. This is phenomenal. This is really, really good. This is a way at 5 stars to get her winged repose to only be active 1 turn. And the best thing about this is like you don't have to use this. Like you can just attack and still get the benefit of it. It's really nice. There's nothing wrong with this. This is probably going to be what you want at 5 stars or max stars, and it has some pretty decent utility below that and in lower star ratings if you're a 1 or 2 star or whatever. I found myself preferring though as a low star Ciri Homecoming Swallow. And so this is your support instant of the character gains Nest's Call, and the skill switches to Departing Swallow afterwards. And so Nest's Call is your performing physical attack, inflicts speed down 2 on the target for 2 turns. At the end of the turn, you automatically teleport to the closest ally within 5 tiles and restore 30% HP and restore 1 energy. This is my preference. And my favorite thing about this is, as I said, it turns into Departing Swallow. That's a toggle. So you toggle this on, and for the rest of the battle, until you toggle it off, Ciri is hitting, inflicting speed down 2 on those enemies, gaining HP after she teleports to the nearest enemy within 5 tiles, or ally within 5 tiles, and restoring 1 energy. Effectively the rest of the battle. This is phenomenal. Yeah, I can't say enough good about this. Like this is my preference, and especially at low star level, this bad boy right here is phenomenal. She walks out, she hits hard, free, teleport back to your allies, and she's safe again. And you're getting energy and HP back at that. This is the way to go. Nice debuff on it. Love this. I'd suggest picking this up at rank 7 over the other. And then, of course, if you get high star level, get that temporal shift. Up here at rank 9, you have 2 basic attacks. For Feverish Attack, this has a 20% life steal. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're worried about sustain for Ciri for whatever reason, and this is the way to go, I respect it all day long. For me, with all the HP return she has in her kit and everything else, I didn't think that lifesteal would be something I really wanted. And sure enough, I don't have any buyer's remorse in taking on the left Fatal Attack. This is a basic attack, deals 100% physical damage, and increases your crit damage by 15%. Absolutely phenomenal. Love this. Nice extra damage. It's what I'm all about, and I've enjoyed it. Up here at rank 11, Dimensional Traveler is her leadership aura, where all dimensional travelers get 10% attack and 20% defense. This is a general, basic aura. Nothing wrong with that if you want to get this, but I think it's completely passable. You will get more utility, even if it's only sometimes out of Assault. And so this is we've seen this on other characters, where it's an instant. She gains crit 1, crit damage 1, and move 2 for 1 turn. It's a 1 energy cost and has a 3-turn cooldown. Nothing wrong with this. There will be instances where this is useful, and you might really want this. So this is what I'd suggest you to get. And then, if you want to go back for the other, there's nothing wrong with that. But this is the suggestion I make, because you'll get more utility out of it, in my opinion. Now, her rank 13 skill, of course, you have Untamed Spirit over here on the right, and so it might even be on the left when you're unlocking, I'm not sure. But regardless, that's the character has less than 2 debuffs. The damage is increased by 4%. The damage taken is reduced by 4%. There's nothing wrong with that. This is a pretty decent rank 13 skill. If you want to pick this up, I went with her unique skill just to test it out and use it. And of course, the non-first skill for each round, you have your damage increased by 10%. So at a low star level, you're not getting as much out of this as you will at a high star level. The low star level, you're getting some decent damage out of it every other turn, or like every 3 turns or so. Your first turn for sure, but and then as you see at rank 2, it goes up to non-first skills each round have damage increased by 10%, crit damage increased by 10%. And then at level 3, non-first skills, 10% damage boost, crit damage boost by 10%. And then if Blink was used this round, crit damage is additionally increased by 10%. And so at high star level, I'm pretty confident this is going to be the better of the two. And it's going to do a lot of damage because you're going to be spamming those AoEs, those big hits, and basically over and over again, being able to chain them back to back, getting Blink like every other turn, potentially, depending on your setup. But yeah, Blink every other turn, getting multiple attacks in every other turn. It's going to be big. So this is what I went with. Went ahead and unlocked it, started utilizing it, and I am enjoying it. Now let's talk about the build. And so the build right here, this is basically low star level Ciri without her having all of her cooldown reduction, extra energy, and blink being recast every other turn. And so this is how I found myself to enjoy playing her the most. And so of course we got that fatal attack, the Lion Cub essential reaction, charge, because I love getting in there. We do some big damage, 170%. It's pretty massive. And then we're inflicting that stagger and so on. And of course it's got a great passive too. And then Nova, this is no energy cost, no cooldown, free AoE that smacks hard, hits potentially for 140% damage to anything that is bound. And don't forget, as long as she's she has that winged repose, which at low star level she'll have a lot. She's going to be smacking with this basically all the time. You know, out of 4 turns, she'll have it 3 of those turns available to hit without them actually being bound to smack as if they were bound for 140%. Really, really big. So when you're low star level, this Nova is massive. This is the better choice of the skills for sure. And then of course I got that homecoming swallow for her, and I've adored this ability, activating it, going in, hitting hard, basically getting free teleports back to my team whenever is needed. Super duper handy, love it a lot. And of course that rank 13 skill, as we talked about, the Lady of Space and Time, this is phenomenal. I think it's way better at high star level, but it's definitely nothing wrong with it here. And then let's talk about her signature weapon. So here we got Ziriel. And so Ziriel, after triggering teleportation or charge effect, the next attack skill's damage is increased by 15%. Pretty phenomenal. And then of course, if you level that up, it goes all the way up to the level of 5-star effect of teleportation and charge being affected. Your skill damage is increased by 25%. When the skill is Flash that cuts through darkness, the character selects one more target and deals 25% additional damage. When the skill is Nova, it additionally knocks the target back by 2 tiles, dealing 25% additional damage. So that's going to be a knockback of 6 tiles for anybody who's bound or it's being treated as if they're bound. This is pretty big. This is going to do really good stuff at 5 stars. You can tell it definitely favors her. This pops off at 3 stars. So if you can get this up to 3 stars, you're going to be very happy with it. You're not going to have any buyer's remorse. So it's definitely worth getting up there at that point. But of course, 5 stars is where it does its best work. Don't think it's completely necessary. I definitely would want it because that bonus damage on those skills and attacks. And yeah, I hope to get it to 5 stars at some point. There's more incentive to get this a 5-star than most signature items. And this is one that you definitely want up at 5 stars for Ciri if you are using her all the time. Very, very good weapon on her. Definitely best in slot on her. No 2 ways about it. Of course, if you don't have that weapon and you're looking for an alternative, you know what I'm going to say. Newborn Blade always does a job. There's nothing wrong with that Newborn Blade. Absolutely smacking it and doing some great stuff. I love this weapon, and so I'd probably suggest you to run that over, let's say, Void Stab. Void Stab's going to give you some good crit, and she definitely wants some crit. She's scaling off of it and whatnot. However, I think that Newborn Blade is going to do a better job than the Void Stab overall. With that said, let's take a look at the trinkets. And for me, in my opinion, because her job is to go into the fray, get hits in, and do some damage, and then get the F up out of there, I think the Maverick's Cloak is her best in slot. I have ran numerous trinkets on her and have tried several different things, and this is what I have found does the best, has the best averages as far as damage, and yeah, and giving her the most survivability, you name it. Absolutely love it. This is what I prefer and what I'd suggest you to get. Now, if you're in a scenario where she's not getting away from the team and you don't want her away from the team, yeah, switch it out. You're probably going to want Origin Hourglass at that point for that reason. But otherwise, I think this is pretty good, and it does a really, really good job. And so I think Maverick's Cloak is phenomenal. Now, of course, Shield of Justice tries to find its way onto everyone. Everybody wants Shield of Justice, but I kind of get tired of seeing that, and kind of get tired of saying that and selling it. So I definitely would suggest Maverick's Cloak, number 1, number 2, Origin Hourglass, and then of course Shield of Justice coming in there after that. If you absolutely want to use it and run it, I don't blame you. And then of course for her resonance, in my opinion, you want her on the run. That's what Ciri's known for. constantly getting into it and on the run and running away, and she's ever moving. And you see that in her kit and all teleportation, the blink, and this, that, and the third. Sword and wand is the resonance to go with. That's going to give you plenty of defense and attack for her mobility and reward you for those movements, and so that's what you want on her. And then the Tarot Whisper. This is where the debate comes in my opinion, the heaviest. And so you're probably going to see where other people are suggesting, you know, you run that Dream of the Magician and whatnot. I think there's potential for that. If she's high star level and you're hitting with those AoEs constantly, I think this has a place. If you're not, and you're, say, low star level, you're using a lot of single target attacks and or Nova often, then I don't think this is the best. And so I found at low star level, I prefer Verdict of Justice all day long. And so Verdict of Justice, of course, you're getting that crit in, you're getting that crit damage in, and then you want to, of course, target that attack percentage. I absolutely love this on her. I felt it performed better. The numbers looked good, and it was very consistent. Now, when you get her high star level, that's a different conversation, which we need to have. So let's go ahead and have that meow. So, high star level Ciri build. Let's talk about it. So now we're running, of course, that fatal attack still, Lion Cub of Central Reaction. Now we're running Light that breaks the night, Flash that cuts through darkness, and then that temporal shift. And so basically what's going to happen is you're going to only have Winged Repose active for 1 turn. So that means you're going to have 1 turn in between. So every other turn, you're going to be popping off with these 2 attacks, getting Blink in. Remember, Blink triggers, you get a react, like you get to act again. So you re-attack is how it's said. But anyways, that's going to be absolutely phenomenal with this. And then, of course, you've got the Lady of Space and Time is going to be doing its best work with her at 5 star or high star level in general. And so that's what I suggest. And so we switch things up then, right? Because we're hitting more often. And at this point, I'm going to assume you got like a 5 star Zeriel. So we're moving forward. Maverick's Cloak still does a job, no 2 ways about it. And then, of course, Sword and Wand is your best resonance, no 2 ways about it. And then, boom, Dream of Magician comes in. And now, because you're hitting with those big hits and way often, this suddenly is the better Tarot Whisper, hands down. Up to that point, low star level, you want Verdict of Justice. High star level, you want Dream of Magician. That's my opinion. That's what I'm going to say. This is phenomenal. Does some really good stuff here. And yeah, really, really fun. Ciri's a blast to play. With that said, let's take a look at her in battle. So here we go. Ciri in battle. Of course, we're not going to utilize Kaya. We're going to move her to the side. In fact, let's increase the speed so we can move forward and take a gander at what's going to happen here. So we got Aphra, because Aphra creates a lot of sleep effects, and she helps, and that's a bound status. We absolutely want her to be in the mix. Here comes Ciri. She hits everybody, setting them up with the stagger bounds, and then that basic attack, we activate the temporal shift. She is low star level, but we're playing her with the high star level build in this, just to test it out and run it, and so I can show you. So we have set up our stuff here, hitting everybody with that stagger effect, and we're pulling them in there. Guzman here, because his rank 13 skill has a taunt, and his taunt is a bound. That taunt is one of the bound status effects. Here we come, big hit, these 3, boom, lots of good damage. We hit there for like 18,000 on one of them. Fantastic stuff. Okay, and we got Serende in the mix too, as you can see, and Coco. Coco's there because we want to give lots of energy and then cooldown reduction. Something that Ciri won't be so starred for at high star level, but that's why she's here now. And then Serende creating daggers and nice little shields and damage reduction on everybody. Really benefits with Ciri. Ciri has lots of mobility and get in there and activate those daggers very often, and so I see lots of great synergy there. There we go, activating those daggers, getting the heals out. Good job, Aphra. Activate the daggers, basic attack, activating that hourglass, temporal shift as it is. And these enemies are going to try to take their actions and then pay the price of dying to damage over times. Fantastic stuff. We get the Iron Pot Stew rolling. He's hitting Guzman. Guzman don't mind. Guzman's got them all taunted. They can't help themselves. And of course, Serende's basic attack is Asleep, which is another bound status. You gotta love it. Guzman comes over and pulls him in. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. Just going to pass up on Kaya. We're not going to do anything other than move her out of the way. Come over and get them heals going with Afra. Get everybody hit there. Only decent damage. That's with the Magician on. It's not the best in the world, low damage, but as you can see, they're all stunned. Fantastic stuff. We're putting enemies to sleep over here, so we're giving them those bound status effects, setting Ciri up to do some decent damage. Good stuff. They're paying the price of the damage over time. Here we go. Big AoE hit from Afra. More sleep. Lots of movement there, and then we get that urgent order. Big hit there. As I said, Verdict of Justice, in my opinion, just performs better at low level especially. But yeah, I think that Dream of the Magician is the high star level item, or Terror Whispering. Here we go, setting up more daggers with Serende. Phenomenal unit, ton of fun to play, a lot of utility. Another taunt from Guzman, the Goose Goat. We activate the daggers, and we hit everybody with some decent damage. Good stuff. Stunning them, denying them a turn, and they die to damage over attack if they survive the hit. Here they come. Great stuff from Guzman. Love it. He goes around the battlefield just screaming, acting obscene. AoE hit from Afra. Basic attack from our girl Ciri, doing some decent damage. Good stuff from Serende. Another taunt AoE hit from Guzman. Basic attack puts him to sleep from Afra, so that's more bound. Here we go, big hit. Kill them. Good stuff from Ciri. Lots of daggers, please. Thank you. Gotta love it. Absolutely having a blast with this team. Good stuff there. Decent little hit. As we know, this guy's got too much HP. He's got a ton. Alright, here we go. Ciri again. Decent damage with crit 9,000 just about. Then we get a hallucinogenic shroom, which creates a sleep effect. But because it's HP percentage, we hits for 21,000, which is hilarious. That Convallaria is chunky. And Afra smacks. Lots of damage over time. He takes his action and then ticks away. So there you have it. That is our Ciri usage in that battle and with that build. Like I said, that is for max star level, which I clearly do not have. But she definitely does a job at that point, and she does a job regardless. My suggested build, let's not forget please, at low star level, is to run that Nova. Run Nova, run your charge, and then that Homecoming Swallow is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'll have a team comp video where I kind of showcase it here very, very soon. I cannot wait to get that out too. But yeah, Cirilla of Centra, killing it, a ton of fun. What does that mean about her rating though? Well, let's take a look at that. And so, as you can see right here, she is coming in with a 7.5 in her physical damage, a 3 in her tanking, an 8.5 in her healing, a 0 in magic damage, and a 26.5 in her buffs. Bear in mind, most of those are all buffing herself, but still really good. 8 in her debuffs and 11 in her utility, giving her a total of 64.5. That is absolutely bonkers. She is a phenomenal character. Has a lot in her kit. She's got a pretty high score. Very, very good. And yeah, She is killing it. I love the unique aspects of her kit. I love that she's able to dart around and hit multiple targets on the screen, blink, teleport, get back to her allies. It's really, really fun. It's a blast. It's really cool. It's really great. They did a great job of encapsulating Ciri in Sword of Convallaria. So kudos to XD Studios. They did a great job here. You will have a ton of fun when you play Ciri, so make sure that you do. Check her out. She's free. Everybody gets her. And yeah, enjoy. With that said, thank you so much to my soldiers. You guys and gals are supporting the cause, keeping the channel rolling, and keeping the lights on. And you guys and gals are awesome. Absolutely fantastic. I can't say enough good about you. Thank you so much for your support. I really deeply appreciate you. Make sure you check out the links down below. If you too want to become a soldier, make sure you click on that Patreon link. And if you'd like to just join us and talk on all things Sword of Convallaria, check out the Discord link. With that said, until next time, I will catch you all later. Bye.